Hello everyone, Phoenix61 here with your daily dose of World of Warships Legends shenanigans. How is it going, YouTube land? So today we are in the Haarlem. I've got a couple of games to showcase here. We're going to pick on this Algerie with the airstrike. Does look like I thought for sure he was going to run aground, and he turned away from that one. So we're going to pretty much fully whiff the second shot here on that drop. But still got 8 grand off of him from 4 bombs from the first one. And then I think we end up scaring him off here as well. So we'll hang out in the zone and see if we can't get this zone capped as he moves away. Took the shot at the destroyer there. See if I don't think I get anything. So I've definitely been playing around with the build for this. I'll show you where I've ended up. I think on this game, I had a couple of things different. Like, I think I had, like, beyond range or something picked on the command. I think I had, like, 1 or 2 other things that I've tweaked a little bit since I've played a handful of games now. I think the higher tiers, right? Probably the 7 and 8 for these Dutch cruisers. I'm probably gonna be a little bit different with how I do the commander build, but so far so good. I've been having some decent games with it. We do get the zone cap there. We also had Tulin or something over here. Who was this on my team? I was kind of surprised they survived and was able to get through the zone there. So Odin will do the bomb drops on him, see how that goes, and then just trying to find some targets here. Couple of fires on the battleship, that's good. Vanguard off in the distance. So this is what I'm talking about. Watch the accuracy is a little off. It's a little bit to be desired. They feel like German battleship guns, basically. I got 1 penetration and 1 busted shell, I guess, there on the Vanguard. And then we get 4 hits on the Baltimore, though, so that's good. We're going to try and make sure not too many people can shoot us at once, so we'll use the island cover here a little bit as best we can. Taking almost no damage from that salvo there. Yeah, this Tulin, I was impressed with, that's a ship that I definitely struggle with, so I was impressed that he managed to get in through the middle of the zone, help cap the zone, and is still alive. So we'll take our shots at the Vanguard here, see if we can land anything. He is, like, kind of right at range. So I think what I did is I shrunk the range down a little bit, just because yeah, that's solid 976 damage there. So yeah, I think I ended up shrinking the range down. I think I got rid of beyond range on the commander build and switched to fire setting chances or something else. Getting radared by one of these cruisers over here. And then yeah, this, like, trying to shoot these destroyers at range, this GJ was not going that well. So as Odin cuts in, we'll try and get a bomb drop on him. That's going to push our Tulin, our ally, out of the safety of his crevasse there between these islands. And then we'll see if we can help out with this Baltimore as he comes around the corner. I know I had the island symbol there, but I thought for sure, like, that those bullets would get over that little ledge there, but they did not. So I switched to AP here with the expectation that Baltimore would stay somewhat angled for us, and he does end up turning in. And then Kansas manages to finish him off from over by B. More bombs for Odin. See if we can hit this Algerie. Nope, Tulin got a good shot on him. Nice job. I'm going to lead this other one a little bit more. Looks like he got in front of that first salvo a little bit. And then, yeah, we're getting picked up by his sonar. Also know Odin, I'm pretty sure he's got torpedoes too. So as he gets around the corner, we're going to want to use our sonar as well. I'm going to wait a little longer before firing into the rocks here. And then, yeah, even, I mean, a lot of those hit the water. I was aiming, you know, high up on the hull and still, like... So I'm going to switch to the AP rounds here, and then, yeah, we're going to trip the sonar, because I'm pretty sure Odin's got torpedoes. Sure enough, there they are. And so we'll be able to back away from these. Plenty of warning there. And then he's going to start turning away, so I'm going to switch back to the HE shells. And see if we can't trigger more fires here. 51,000 damage here with the zone cap. We're getting some defense on him as well. I am trying to get as much XP out of this as I can. As you know, I'm trying to grind up to the tier 8. So as we work our way through all that objectives doing stuff helps with XP and credit earnings, right? Got a fire there, and we're going to land some bombs. Another fire from the bombs. So I switched back to AP here since he was burning plenty, and seemed to be like he was going to angle for us as well. But he looks like he might burn out here anyway. Oh, we might get the shell hits. Yes, we do. 2 overpens to finish him off. Yeah, I think this long range battle with this Vanguard is what convinced me to just all right, let's rein in the range because it's not doing the greatest at max range here. Those bullets start to feel a little floaty once they get out there. Somebody hit him pretty good though. So here I was kind of like, all right, we got tons of health. We're up a ship. We're up to, you know, we've got 3 zones to their 1. So I was like, all right, we can just push up, you know. We have a decent idea of where their destroyer is, right? We know he's kind of off to our left. I think that might be him in that smoke over there. But we've got the, you know, the halo or whatever, twist and track thing, the locator kind of pointing off to our left. So we know he's over there somewhere. We do have a couple minutes left before we get sonar back though. So we'll continue to push up on this Vanguard. Yeah, I was kind of thinking like, all right, we've got the lead. We've got this game won. And yeah, watch this shot on this destroyer here. Just, but like it kind of gets a little bit closer than I was expecting. Yeah, they landed 3 there. Got some bombs on the battleship. That's great. My cat is meowing at me in the background. I don't know if you can hear that. We'll get some more bombs going on him. But yeah, here's where I was kind of like, well, this, you know, we lost a ship there. So that's a little bit more even. We want to make sure we get rid of this Vanguard for sure. And then I've got to pay attention to where this destroyer is, right? So I'm more so like, all right, we probably shouldn't go just that close to the Vanguard, right? Like to start with, but also I'm slamming on the brakes going into full reverse here because we know that destroyer's up there and potentially could have been sending torpedoes right in line with us. So there's some bullets coming from the destroyer. Yeah, some of these just, it's underwhelming salvos. Like I thought I aimed high. Like I was like, I'm aiming high. I'm not aiming right at the water line, but yeah, a lot of shells hitting the water there. There we go, aimed a little bit higher, and now of course they're overpenning.
We really dusted them off.
Yes, so we know that that destroyer's off to our left, right? I made the full-blown stop, trying to just dodge any torpedoes that he may have sent. And then, yeah, keeping a little bit of distance and decent angle from this Vanguard. And then there is the destroyer, so since he popped up there, we're going to hit full forward because we know if he sent torpedoes, right, he would have sent them, if he, you know, aimed using the suggested line, he would have been sending them behind us, right? So, and then yeah, we get the overpeds there, and then just like the straight up whiff. I mean, 3 ricochets there, I guess, right? Like I got the AP loaded, right? It's fine, but like we'll get another shot here. I triggered the sonar as well, and we'll get the double strike to finish him off for the win. We'll take a peek at the leaderboard, and then I've got another game to showcase here. I am using the Raphael Commander Geist on here, but that is not the commander, right? 2800 XP puts us at the top. Brought home 268,000 silver. And then this is the game I think I had changed up my range and stuff. Like I had tweaked a couple commander perks, right? We've got the AA consumable, so we're going to use that while the torpedo bombers are flying over here by us. And shoot down some planes. And then this destroyer on our team, like I noticed that our destroyer, right, we've got the one destroyer is on our flank. I think it's an Ostergotland, however you say that, right? So just waiting for him to kind of get outside that island and get line of sight on those battleships, right? Because they were previously spotted by, it must have been by our aircraft carrier or something. And so we could see him on the minimap, but we couldn't lock onto him, right? So now I'm waiting for the destroyer to do the spotting there. And then we are able to lock onto this Amagi. And it looks like if I take that shot, right, I was checking that cruiser to see if he was going to have line of sight on us, and he doesn't. So we're able to get these shots off on these battleships out here without being spotted. And then I was kind of thinking we could probably hit this Helena with the bomb drops. And it looks like he's going to run aground. So I shot them, or I dropped them behind him, thinking he would go in reverse, and he ends up keeping full throttle forward. I don't know if that was like his intention to like dodge my bomb drops or not, but like yeah, I go back and look at him, and he's just kind of grinding, letting the hull grind on the rocks there and plowing forward. So we didn't get any bomb hits. But yeah, he still didn't survive very long because too many people had him spotted, or too many people could shoot him, right? So far all of our damage is with the 12 main battery hits, and a little bit underwhelming there. No fires, at least not yet. And then yeah, this Poltava is close enough for the airstrike. There we go with the first fire here from the Amagi. Poltava is close enough for airstrike, so if he stays spotted, he'll be an easy target here, especially if he's going to hold still for us. And yeah, this Ostergotland's doing a great job of spotting for us, but if you look at the minimap, he's going all the way around that island out there. I wasn't sure if he like was, I don't know why he's so far out. Right? I thought maybe originally like maybe the enemy destroyer was still over here and like pushed him out, but he hadn't gotten spotted, so it would have had to have been solely moving away just based on torpedoes, right? Like, yeah, so I'm not sure why, but he goes all the way around that island. Big waste of time. But he did keep these battleships spotted for us for a little bit. But now whatever this battleship is on our team is gonna keep these guys spotted. So we can move up a little bit. We're gonna have to be careful, right? 3 battleships. If we don't want to tempt them too much to focus fire on us, so we'll try and remain angled and kind of tucked away, use the island cover to maybe make it so that only 1 or 2 of them can shoot at us at a time. So I'm going to run into the island here. That's on purpose, just to get us stopped so that we don't keep moving up. And we'll just kind of keep alternating who we can trigger fires on here if we can get any more going. But yeah, our battleship here, I think he's maybe just a little bit too far up, given that it's kind of 3-on-1. Like, right, our destroyer kind of took himself out of play here. Taking a couple of hits from the Kansas there. See if any of these shells make it over. Looks like a couple of them might have. Yep, 4. We got 4 hits and 4 bomb hits too. Okay. Still only the 1 fire though. I did try to build into, like, add a little bit of fire, chance and stuff like that to it, but to the build, but it doesn't feel like it's working right now. Battleship does kind of manage to retreat a little bit here. Now the aircraft carrier is even picking on him too. So I was holding off on firing for just a little bit there, just to see if that Kansas was going to look this direction or not, right? We were undetected, so we were kind of getting away with it, a little bit of a freebie there. And then if you pay attention to, like, there are being spotted, like, goes away pretty quick. We're going to duck behind the island here, but we have using the commander buffs where, like, basically your firing guns detection range, we've buffed that a little bit to where after you fire your guns, you're only still visible for, I don't know, it's probably like 10 to 12 seconds is what it feels like, versus the standard is 20, right? So that seems to be quite useful here at tier 7 and probably up. More bombs for Kansas along with HE shells, solid 970 damage there. We do get 3 fires with the bomb drop though. So he may be using fight fire with fire, because it looks like those went away either instantly or he was really quick on the damage con. We'll continue to sort of duck in and out here as we can. And then yeah, our destroyer is just torpedoing it so far away. Oscar Gotland's good for like anti-air too, so it would be actually nice if he was closer in. He could support that. He could support us that way as well. Shoot down some airplanes. All right, we're gonna get ourselves kind of turned around. I thought maybe this Poltava and or Kansas, whoever was left here, was gonna try and push up on me. So I wanted to get kind of angled away into sort of a kiting position while we move out and see what's going on here, especially since our destroyer doesn't seem to be spotting for us at the moment. All right, so Poltava does turn away, so that's great. We can always turn back in if we need to. Just at range for the bombs, but he's kind of low on health anyway, so maybe we can finish him off with guns. His turrets are still kind of pointed the other way from him turning around. We'll do the bomb drop on the Kansas. Then yeah, we're going to go undetected behind this little island here. So once we come around the corner, we can hopefully finish him off before he's got any sort of decent shot on us. And then, yep, we got away with that shot without getting detected. We were still behind the island. And it looks like he's starting to look the other way anyway. Yep, he fired at somebody else, so we'll take this shot. Hopefully we can finish him here. Plunk, there we go. There's another fire finally, as he dies. So we'll now push into the zone, get the zone cap, and see if we can help out with this Kansas at all, who does seem distracted by somebody else. Right, we've got 3 battleships left over at sea. So I'm just going to keep moving out, right? We'll see if he happens to be looking this way. I think he's looking the other way, but if he happens to be looking this way, right, we could just, yeah, he even fired at somebody. We could always just not fire our guns and make sure we get the zone cap. And then we actually did get away with that one there without getting detected. Bomb drops and more guns. I don't know if he just happened to be turning or was paying really good attention to the minimap, but he manages to turn out of our bombs. So since he's not looking this way, we're getting free shots off on him, right? So we'll just keep firing. Get this rear turret on target as well. Yeah, we go out of being spotted pretty quick after firing the guns there. Like, it's like, what, like a 11-second reload, and we go undetected just before? Yeah, like just before we're, yeah, 11, 12-second reload or so, and we go undetected right before they're loaded again. Yeah, that is sweet. So yeah, I'll show you the commander build what's doing that. Normally you'd have to wait 20 full seconds, right? But it looks like it's about 11 seconds or so. I don't even have them upgraded all the way. At least one of them. One of the inspirations is doing that too, is helping with that. So as we go in and out of being spotted, right? I'm going to drop these even though it says out of range. See if we can get that. hit just because he's moving away, right? Somebody else hit him too. Maybe our carrier. All right, there's our bomb drops. Yeah, we still got 5 hits. So I got the kill there. We'll move up towards the B hole here. B zone. In the middle, and we're going to use the anti-air consumable. Help with these planes. As we push up and cap the zone. We are actually down on points still, just a little bit though. Should be able to quickly rectify that here by going into zone B here. See if he's got... I was trying to see if he had any planes left. Doesn't look like it. There's... Yep, we got another shot down. And what do we got out here? Amagi. So he's going to be moving up, right? Probably realizes that you've got... It's time to YOLO it, right?
Gun crews are on normal alert.
I was kind of like, just kind of thinking whether I should fire or not, like just because, right, like we're probably going to be the only thing spotted, right, so I've kind of figured that he would shoot at us if we, if we fired our guns and got spotted. But yeah, we go undetected there before he can even get his guns on us. And I was kind of looking at this island out here, right, that's kind of between us and him, thinking maybe we could get away with firing a salvo if he's between us and that, but we're going to get the carrier's going to get a hit on us and reset the cap a little bit here. But yeah, we'll see if we can get away with this shot, and we do. Rip. We're still only spotted by the plane, so Amagi can't lock onto us. I'm going to hit full reverse here. Yep, we got another assist, or an assist. I'm going to hit full reverse here to try and stay in the zone and get this cap. And then what ends up happening is, right, like, carrier resets it again, right, a little bit, and then my battleship teammate, I don't know why he turned out so much, but he leaves the zone, so then it's now I've got to do the full cap by myself. So I backed up just a little bit, and then we're gonna fast forward through the rest of this game, right? That carrier player ends up backing up all the way into the back corner of the map. So yeah, and then he wasn't even coming after us anymore, so I didn't really need to back up because he was, he could see the destroyer, right, our destroyer ally. I almost don't know how he was getting plane. Like, he must have been further up before, because he was sending a decent amount of planes before. I don't know how he'd get so many with having to fly all the way from the back corner. But take a quick peek at the leaderboard, and we'll go through the build, the mods, and the commander build and stuff. So 3100 XP puts us at the top for that one. 309,000 in silver earnings there on the left. Working through the campaign here. I am using, I want to check my stats here too, just to see it, because it felt like I was having a lot of good games. Yeah, 71% win rate thus far. Granted, only 7 battles that I've played, right? I did cave and use some global XP to unlock the first, like, these mod slots. But I am using the AA mod here, right? You could use aiming system or even the turret traverse one. I just feel like at tier 7, it's so common to have carriers at tier 7 that I went with the AA mount. And then propulsion mod, concealment for sure here. And then we went gun control fire system, right, for the better accuracy and range. And then this commander it's not Raphael, right? I just happened to get him from a pizza box or whatever from the Ninja Turtles collaboration recently, right? But Johann Firstner, right? So he was, we got him from the calendar event when the Dutch cruisers first released. So he's got this base trait, fire damage caused by your cruisers, either shells or bombs, right? And then I've got an inspiration to kind of also increase that. And then this is the other one, Andre Lemanier, right? If I'm saying his name right, I'm sure I'm not, right? He also buffs the firing guns after, or spotting time after firing guns, whatever you want to call it, right? Burn it down for more fire chance. I think previously I had beyond range, and then I did switch this one to bird's eye view. This gives us a little bit of range back, and then also increases the airstrike range. I mean, it goes from, like, yeah. So I had igniter before, but that only goes for the shells, right? Yeah, I think on this row you could pick anything. You could go concealment too, but then risk theory is the other one, that cruiser detectability time after firing main battery guns. It's another 22%, right? So between that and the inspiration, right, we're dropping it like 40 some percent or something, right? So, and then he also does some concealment there and a little bit more damage while you're concealed too. And this one, yeah, buffs the hit points, right, max HP and airstrike, aircraft HP. You could do fixated here too, right? Like you do you. And then I think for the legendary perk, right, I'm using this air support, right? It increases your airstrike cooldown time. And then if an enemy is within range, it'll make every other airstrike 1 second, right? So if somebody's pushing up on you, you would get those airstrikes back quite a bit faster. Potentially have, you know, kind of almost 3 in a row, basically. But yeah, previously for the lower tiers, right, from, you know, up to whatever tier 1 through 6, right, on these, I was using, I think, fully packed to get things like an extra sonar or whatever other consumables. But then now that we're up to this tier where the airstrikes are a little bit more, a little bit stronger, a little bit more valuable, I switched that legendary perk over to the airstrike one. So yeah. Thanks for watching my video all the way through, guys. Please do make sure you're following the channel. I do Legends videos pretty much every day, so if you are subscribed and following, we'll see you guys tomorrow.